Okay, so we will start with our membership, and we're going to just go make sure we have our foundation in terms of our North Pole to New York City. And the reason for that is every time you're going through any of your questions, any of your automations, when it comes to payment, you want to be very clear about what your pathway is. So we'll just use it for this. We're going to put it, the membership, in as the intro offer. So our North Pole is our cold traffic. So that's our read magnet. Lead magnet is opt-in. Intro is typically our lower priced, and New York City is our highest price. The goal being, let's move people from, say, a blog post, opting in, buying the membership, buying the upgraded course as fast as humanly possible. So let's get our line in here. Now, when it comes to payments, so let's go through Jenny's question, which is someone has this payment. Oh, put my pen. And we'll make it $20 a month for their membership. And it doesn't go through. Okay, so for whatever reason, doesn't go through. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna toggle back and forth quite a bit today because you wanna be able to see these in Kajabi. So let's go into Kajabi, just a second. And I would recommend whatever messages that you want to use as part of your automations, I would keep a record of them on something like a Trello board. So I have a Trello board and I have messages for successful payments. I have messages for canceled payments. I have messages where, hey, you probably need to update your credit card. So you want to make sure that it's easy to find them, especially if you are working with someone else, so that you have a place that's easy to continue. There we go. All right. Okay, so when you're here and you're going to be on your offer page, so let's get our offers up. And the cool thing is you can use like all the emojis and stuff in your messages. You can use images in the messages. It isn't the new visual editor that you can use, but there are ways to make the messages a little bit colorful, that kind of a thing. So if I go, let's see if we have a membership already set up. Yeah, we'll just do this one. So on your membership page, down at the bottom where automations are, so right down here, you can see I've put these on. We've tested this before. So we'll start with this one. So offer subscription payment is canceled. Offer subscription payment failed, offer subscription payment successful. So they're very easy to do. You click add automation, and here will give you the choices. So if the offer is granted, that is more than likely going to be a situation where you are using as a lead magnet. So lead magnet, they've opted in, you're granting them an offer to something like a free product strategy. That's when you're likely granting the offer. That could also be if you are giving it to someone, but they're not granted, does not mean paid. So keep in mind, offer is granted is different than anything that they're payment. That's you deciding what to do. So offer subscription payment is successful. So we can click on this and we can say, then what do you want to do? So you can say, send an email. Now, on this one, something really easy and very practical is to say, this month, let's see, what's happening this month? What's happening this month? So this is someone whose subscription payment is gone through. If you set it as part of your business process, instead of just having the same message month after month after month after month, if you set it as part of your own business process, so on the 15th of every month, you come in and adjust this copy, you can really personalize the experience in your membership. So you can use this that says, thank you for being a part of ABC membership. Here's what's going on this month. So here, if you can insert emojis, so you could put in check marks, or you could use a little confetti, and you could have, event, or you could have new content when you're working on your content design. So you could say that, and then new content about ABC. You could have some quick links. You can customize it to whatever is going on in your membership. And when you do it as you're updating it monthly, then it can be a personalized message. So even because everyone's payment's going to come through one time that month. So if you're setting the message to change at the same time every month, then it's going to, you're going to catch them, at some point in there. Any questions on this, or how you could use this feature, which is when the payment is successful?
I didn't have a question about the sequence of this, but how do you do the emoji? Did you show us that?
Oh, on a Mac, you do the control key, the command key, and the space bar.
Okay.
So I hit those three. I don't know how to do it on a PC.
Okay.
But if you're on a Mac, it is control, command, space bar. So come here. Control, command, space bar, all at the same time. And then the emojis will pop up. And you can put them in the message portion. You can also put them in your subject line.
Okay.
So I can add emojis like that pretty easily.
So it's different for Mac, or PC.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably easier. It's probably easier.
Up, or somebody knows, put it in the notes.
Yeah, it's probably easier. So that is one way that you can do it for successful payments. You could also use it, write a message. You could do it to highlight a member, like whatever fits with your community, which you would know because you've gone through and done the content design and the atmosphere and all of those pieces about what's your space. You're just using this as another way of creating that atmosphere. So then we do add another automation, and we can say subscription payment failed. Most of the time, this is their credit card just needs to be updated 99% of the time. So here you can just write your message of, looks like you might need a quick update, or your payment didn't go, like however you want to say it. And then right here, you can just put in, Oh, let's see. A quick note to let you know that it looks like you might need to update your credit card info on file. They can do this in Kajabi, so they can log into their account. It will have their payment. It's underneath their avatars. So a really great thing to put here are put the directions on how to update. So list them out via text. So text there. And then also you can put in a video. So something like a Loom video, which you can link to, you can put an image and then hyperlink to the image. You also have source code. So unless you know what you're doing, I wouldn't mess with source code on emails, okay? I just link to things or put an image and link. I have not had great luck with this, but I am not experienced in HTML. I am not. So I'm sure it's user error, but I also know that in sending emails, the bigger I make it, the harder it is for things to get through. So as streamlined as we can keep the email works great. So you have also a standalone page that you've made in Kajabi, and you could link to that. So you could have standalone page, so that would have its own URL, and use that page as your what to do to update a payment. So a few different ways that you could do it to say, hey, looks like you need to update. Depending on if you're using Stripe and or PayPal, they also will have reminders that get sent to the person. So those you adjust at the Stripe and or PayPal level. I do not believe I can change the message that Stripe sends very much, but this message I can control. Questions on payments that fail? Alrighty, so then we'll do add automation and we'll say payment is canceled. So this, they have taken action and they have canceled it. Now you can mess with your settings. So first I'll show you this and then I'll show you in Kajabi. You can either allow people to cancel their own stuff or they have to come through you. Again, you make that decision based on the experience you want people to be able to have and if you want to be the gatekeeper on that part. So here, send an email. Wish you well, whatever you want to say. This is where really take time to design the leaving process. Lots of people come back. So I will often look at the person that is leaving PBK, and I have it built in that 5% is always set aside for special gifts, celebrating their success, and also their leaving. So when they're leaving, very often I will send them an Amazon gift card. I like sending physical mail, but it is so hard, especially right now in the pandemic. I'm like, gift cards really aren't a bad way to go, but you can design whatever cancellation process. So this would be the forward facing, hey, you're canceling. What is it that I would like to say to you? So that part, and then we'll click save. You also, and I do this as just an added layer, send an email to yourself, or it'll say to your team. So here it'll say canceled, then send an email to my team where's it going, put that in, and then just as a way to double check. Now, obviously, if you have huge amounts of cancellations, you're going to have a different process than somebody that has very low cancellations. And what I tell people when they're like, oh my gosh, but I just have like hundreds of people. And they're like, when I send this, it will not tell me who canceled. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not going to say, Tamsin, Sally Sue has canceled her account. I'll get a notification from Stripe or PayPal, like it'll come through, and Kajabi will send me one. But this is just another heads up reminder. And people say, oh, well, I don't want all those, so I'm not going to set it up. And I always say to them, if you have that many cancellations, we probably should look at the design of your process, because you want to keep your retention rate very, very high.
Wouldn't you be able to see those cancellations under people?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still there. It's in a different section. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it's in a different section. This is just another like heads up, because we get a ton of emails. So it's just another preventative or stopgap measure. It's not essential. Like, you'll get notifications. This is just in case you miss that notification. Here's a second kick at the can. Oh, I don't even want to put this one here.
So you set this up for every offer. You have to go through every one and, you know, put that list if you, obviously, if you need that.
Yep. If you want this list in here, if you have to do it by offer. So again, it's why I'm a big fan when you're starting a membership, have one level, keep one level, keep it simple till you get it under control, where you know you've got the systems in place. You know that what you're doing is working. You know that your retention rate is where you want it to be. Then you can get fancy and add new levels. Then you can expand, because just the sheer volume of work and trying to make sure, oh, okay, I'm going to send a payment, like this payment is successful. I'm going to send that monthly. Well, if I only have to update one offer, that's different than having to update 3. So it's exponential, because what you do to one, you will need to do to all of them. Keep it simple, get it under control, then expand. You'll just see success more easily, for sure.
So every time their credit cards charge each month, they get that same "what's happening this month" email automatically.
If you're going to use it. Yep, if you're going to use it. And if you're going to use it as, I'm updating that message.
That scares me.
You have to set it on your calendar if you're going to do that. Otherwise, you would look silly.
I think I'm too much of a control freak for that one.
Yeah, these are ones, if it's sending each month and it's something that you're modifying, you just build it into you write it on your calendar.
Are the automation emails as pretty
Nope.
as the email broadcast?
No.
Okay, so if you're wanting more prettier emails, just do it through email broadcast and then clone it each month, I guess.
To send for what kind of a thing?
Like the one that you have there, the "what's happening this month," you know.
Oh, if you're so this is, you're more than likely still sending out a weekly email to your membership. So you're sending out, hey, here's the links for this week's calls, or hey, here's what's coming up this week, or here's what happened last week. So you're sending those regular communications. The payment successful automated email is just an example of something you could send that is more than thanks for your money, see you next month.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it serves a very different purpose. In my example, it serves a very different purpose. Questions, ideas, thoughts? Good. Okay. So those are the ones that I would put associated with the membership. Now, when you are sending your weekly update or a weekly, hey, this is what's going on, that you can absolutely do with broadcasts. And that's how I would send it through. Let me just double check in chat really quick. Oh, let's see. What did I miss? Okay. Oh, good. I didn't know there was a Chrome extension. Thank you, Tracy. Yes, Jenny, the landing page works really well. I'd say I haven't even done that for PBK. It's been on a, hey, I should do this, but right now I just have a link video. How would you have an exit survey or something like that? So that you can do it very simply. Mine is simple right now. I send it as an email that when the person is canceling, and it's like, hate to see you go. What could have gone, better? Why are you leaving type of a deal? So you can ask those questions in a simple email. You could also send them those questions via something like a page with an assessment. My own personal experience is I had much better responses when it was just an email that they could type and reply back on than I did when it was pretty. Like they went to a landing page, there was an assessment, they filled out the information, they hit submit. I have much better success with just sending an email. But yes, that's exactly what you can do, is say, hey, hate to see you go. For me, I send them usually an Amazon gift card that would for sure at a bare minimum cover a book that they want to buy or have on their list, and then the question. Other questions on that? Yes, Jenny, you can also, you're exactly right. You can ask for testimonials for sure. So when you are, where are we? Email campaigns. So when I'm sending out just the, hey, this is what's happening this week, this is what's going on, here's the links for the calls, whatever that might be, that you can use the pretty email broadcasts. So you go in and you can change it each week, or you can just clone it. If you want to use the classic editor, that's in the upper right. That's just a basic text email. So just you can put in an image, but it is not the visual editor. So the visual editor is something like this. So we can click on this. Membership, weekly rundown. And then you would select whoever you want it to go to. And launch your editor. Open. There we go. And then you would edit just like normal, put in your links, put in whatever it is that you're sending them every week. And then you can just clone it. So this would go out likely weekly, could be bi-monthly, could be monthly. So it will really depend on the nature of your group and what information they need and those kind of factors. Questions?
Do you have a resource? Okay, I'm really good at speaking. I suck at writing emails. And so I know that Loom would be good for me, but some people like to read email. So
Mhm.
I think having a blend of both. Do you have a resource that has kind of templates of emails to kind of give you an idea of, hey, this is what if you want testimonials, this is kind of what it would look like? Or, um, if you have a new product coming out. I know Kajabi puts some in there, but they're
Mhm.
horrible. Um, they're not horrible, but they're just designed for a computer, not for a human being. So
I
I
would say
don't know how to
make
resource.
your own. Record your voice in terms of what would you talk saying to someone,
Okay.
and use that to turn it into a template, because that will be in your voice. There is only, Jenny, what was that, the book? It was something like What to Say, Always Know What to Say. You know which one I'm talking about? I forgot the title of it, but I know you're the one that, okay, you know what I'm talking about. This book that Jenny's gonna go find, because I can't remember the name of the title of it, but it was a really great book in, I think its focus was like sales and marketing, but it translates, like it would translate across the board, because it's just smart ways to use your, there we go. Exactly what to say, the magic words for influence and impact. Great book. Highly recommend it. I have it on Audible. It's really, really good. And when you're make your own template, because nobody's copy and paste works. It just doesn't. It doesn't sound like you. It doesn't flow like you. It doesn't fit with your content. Despite, people saying, oh, download the, 25 essential sales page templates. You can download them for a format, but just record a video. Like if I was talking to someone, transcribe it, and then look at what you said and how you said it, and use that format, because you'll get better at finding whatever the voice of the business is, which is obviously going to be the most persuasive.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Copywriting is, I'm great at sometimes at other people's copywriting. My own, not so good. Here it is. Would you like it? There you go. It needs to be a little bit more persuasive. Jenny is very good with her words. Jenny
Yeah,
is
so straight to the point and direct. And my friends are like, Amanda, you've got to fluff it. But I'm just no fluff kind of gal. I suck at being fluffy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jenny is fluff free, but she's very, very good with her words. Very, very good with her words.
I feel what you're saying. I don't write as well as I talk. And so I'll do a lot of video, but I recognize that not everybody loves video. So we can always transcribe the video for the readers. They could read, or we could audio record what we're trying to do and then just edit it up. So it is a written blog. I do all that. I wrote my entire book by talking to rev.com. Thank you, Rev. Paying them a buck back then it was $1 a minute. Now it's $1.25 a minute to transcribe it perfectly. So I didn't have to think. So there's ways around this.
Can you put the name of that website in the chat? Because I didn't even think about transcribing. So thank you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You'll hear me saying it in PBK all the time. Record the video, put the video in the email if you want, because Loom works great, and transcribe it. You have to edit it a little bit so that it reads more fluidly. And Jenny just put the other one in. That is that no, that's not Temi. Temi was
Temi is good, but this is better. This is the newest one I found. This is called Otter.ai, and so it's artificial intelligence that will transcribe for you, meaning a computer. It's pretty darn quick, and it's something like you get 600 minutes a month for free.
Wow.
And so I've been using it for lots of different things, but it's not perfect, but you can go in and edit it. It still thinks Jenny spelled with a Y, but I'll correct it eventually, things like that. But so if you're just looking for something really quick and simple that you don't mind doing a little manual labor, do that. If you want it to be actually transcribed by a human, rev.com is 100% transcribed by humans, which is why you're paying the big bucks. Both totally worth it, just different purposes.
Yep.
Thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah, transcribing is the way to go. I wrote easy as PB&J because I took the course videos, sent them to rev.com, and edited them. Done. Book. Boom, boom, boom. Worked great. And I'm sure that's because I heard it from Jenny. Because she wrote Hilda before I wrote easy as PB&J. So yes, there's many different ways, especially if you get writer's block where you're just sitting there going, oh my gosh, what do I say? And just talk it out, transcribe it, be done, and move on, for sure. Other questions on membership that you guys want to talk about today?
Does you know how to set your fees?
Go ahead, Elise.
How to set your fees? What seems to work? I know it's based on your audience, I would imagine, of course. And did you experiment with that over time and kind of settled at your price, or maybe you could talk about that?
Yeah, it's an experiment. It's completely a test kitchen. What I would say is when you're trying to figure out your fees, look around. Look around. I'll use fitness classes as an example. If you're trying to figure, okay, what am I going to charge for this? Well, what is the cost of a class for whatever is going on? Look around. What is your person already spending money on? What is that price? You're also going to have to look at your metrics. You're in business. So what is it that you need to hit? How much money do you need to make from this? And when you have your, your pie, so here's your money, when you're starting, if you've done North Pole to New York City, you don't have a lot of different things you're selling because it's your first thing out of the gate. So if this is my first thing and I'm just having a membership, then 100% of it is the membership because that's all I have available for sale until I meet my metric. So what is that number that you need to hit monthly? Break it down however it works for your numbers, and then look at what is it that you are offering. I know that PVK is going up, and it's going up significantly. It's not going up this round, but it will be going up. But I had many other things that have been like going on, and it's not my only piece of the pie. So yes, do I know that it is definitely changing? Absolutely. But it also started at 39. So it's gone up. It's now at 59. So it's gone up over the years, but it is a lot of what you're trying to do, what you're offering, your bar of resentment, as what are you willing to do so that it's above the bar of resentment. Jenny, you got any thoughts on that? Jenny runs a membership. She runs Hilda's Hub.
Yeah, so there are a lot of ways to price stuff that are scientific and technical and smart. I don't use any of those. So my way of figuring out the price is it's got to be above the bar of resentment, but below the point where saying that price out loud makes me want to puke because I feel like I'm just being gross. So figuring out where that window is kind of an emotional window, but I feel like it's a really good starting point. Especially, I mean, not knowing exactly what you're offering. I'm a coach, right? I'm a personal development coach. And so as one, there's a membership that costs $1 a day. And there's a membership out there that costs $100,000 a year. There's every everything. And so market research isn't really the way to go. For me, it's more about that bar of resentment and making sure, like, if this person's only paying me 25 bucks a month, am I giving them so much access, so much opportunity, so much content, so much of my time, blood, sweat, and tears that I feel resentful? Then I need to change things up. Or could I charge $25 a month, scale back what I'm offering, but work with more people? So it's about that kind of dance. And so I've had memberships that are as low as mine right now is 25 bucks a month. And I've had ones that were 150 a month. I showed up very differently for those two things. I hope that's helpful.
It is helpful. And then how would you, or how did you build up what you offer in your membership? Because, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm going, yeah, what am I going to offer?
Oh, fun question. I will share with you that one of the things I did is I had a founders thing. I've been in business a while, so I had a handful of people that were, I know we're live streaming this, so this sounds weird, but they're kind of like part of my mini cult, right? Even though I'm not a cult, so not a cult. And they were kind of into it. Sorry, my vacuum's really loud. They were into whatever I was doing. They were going to sign up. So I wanted that first handful of humans to come in, but I knew I didn't have a whole lot for them to play with yet, right? I hadn't added much to the library or whatever. So if you bought, I think it was the first 2 weeks, it was $14 a month forever. And then after that, it was going to be 25 bucks. So I gave myself 2 weeks to get humans in there, and the humans helped figure out what I needed to put in the libraries. So 2 weeks might be way too short if you're starting from scratch, but for me, it was a good spot. I've seen some people do 2 months, some people do 2 days, but having a kind of short-term period where you can get those early adopters in, I call them founders because Kajabi. And so, yeah, I'm not a founder. I'm not bitter. So yeah, anyway, is that useful?
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's not the content. That's what you initially people think, oh, I don't have, in fact, there was a post going through the official group this week. Oh, I want to pre-sell it because I can't charge them because there's no content. It's content, it's community, it's access, it's the experience. So it's not, oh my gosh, they have to have all this stuff to do. It can simply be you're part of this initial group and you have community, you have access, you can run some extra live calls, you know, as you're getting started, where you're recording those and putting those into the library. You're hosting, like you're creating, but you're also putting stuff in at the same time.
Right, because I think we get stuck on all the different features we can offer people without asking ourselves first, what are we promising people? And I don't mean promising them features. I mean, like, what's the point? Why would they buy? Why would they join this thing? What's in it for them? What's the so what? So if you know what that is, then you know how much content you need. It's annoying to me. I'm going to admit this out loud, but it's annoying to me that most of the people, probably 90% of the people in my membership, have never looked at the freaking content because they're not there for that. Right? They're in it for the other reasons, for the live events and the Facebook community, to be frank. I have this beautiful thing set up in Kajabi. 3 people have seen it. That's awesome. Whatever, because it's not about me and my ego and my different features. It's about what is the promise of the space. And in my case, the promise of the space is that their inner critic is going to be quieter if they're surrounded by people who speak her language. And so it's about people. It's not even really about me.
Exactly. I will tell you, same, very similar in PBK. They use the content, but I am much faster than even my content is. And so
yeah, I haven't opened up a course in PBK in probably 3 years but I come to everything. So yeah, I'm making fun of my people and I am that for Tansen.
Yep.
So were you, Jenny, were you saying that within your membership, you have a Facebook group that's even more selective just for the people that are in your membership versus just putting a general one out there like, hey, come to my private Facebook group, but there's no commitment to coming to it, but within
Yeah, I used to host those. I don't anymore. The free Facebook group model is a whole extra conversation I'm happy to have.
I will tell you, Jenny runs the best Facebook groups you will ever see run. I will put her up and above anyone you guys have been in their groups. And like she said, she's opened them and shut down free Facebook groups. How many times?
3 times. Yeah, because they work until they don't. Yeah, they work until they don't. So for me, at this point, I'm no longer have a free Facebook group you can come and be a freebie zombie in. That's what YouTube videos are for. But I have my Facebook community is only for the people who are paying the $25 a month. And because of that, they're truly opting in, and it's not something you're going to turn your notifications off of. You know what I mean? So yeah, I want to be really clear. I made a lot of money having a free Facebook group for a lot of years. It can really work. However, it's a lot harder. It takes a lot more time and effort to convert a client from a free Facebook group to buy something than it does other ways. So that's why I've moved away from that model. But by no means am I saying it's not the way to go, because it worked really, really well for me for a very long time.
Yeah, Jenny's right. It works until it doesn't work. And when you see something not working, that's when you evaluate. What am I seeing? What am I noticing? Where are the links not, like, where are the conversions not happening?
Yeah.
Because none of this is fix it and forget it. And what worked 2 months ago might still be working, but what worked 10 years ago might work, might not work. Really depends.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the wake up calls, I had a client who came to a in-person event of mine in 2014 and then hired me for my 9-week program in 2018. But she was part of my free Facebook community for 4 years. So I enabled her to wait for 4 years to buy the next thing that could really help her, because I had this milling about space where she could feel like she was part of it. And she has shared with me that she wishes she hadn't. She always says, don't be like me, hire her now. But I was enabling that. And given what I do for a living, I don't want to do that crap anymore. I want people to take action as quickly as they can. I don't know if this is at all helpful to your situation, Elise. I hope it is.
Well, as you're discussing that, what I'm thinking about, it really kind of goes back to the concept of who is your ideal client, and why not, get them right in the gate from the beginning versus, and I don't mean it like wasting time, because a lot of people, they're different personalities, as we know. So, some people like kind of want to like pop their head in like, I don't think I really like her. And they, they open you up occasionally.
I want people to kick the tires of me. I am an acquired taste, but I would like them to figure it out quicker and not take 4 years.
Right.
I also don't want people who love me to take 4 years to literally sign up for a program called Get Out of Your Own Way. I have failed them if I let that happen. And so that's kind of my wake up call. And so that's why I nixed the free group strategy altogether. But now that I have the paid group strategy, if that's all they buy from me, that's okay. I have additional things they can purchase, but I have an opportunity for people who just want that little bit, like you were saying, the different personality types, but they have to have a tiny bit of skin in the game. And I think $25 a month, Netflix level subscription money isn't asking that much.
Yeah, it just seems reasonable to have some skin in the game, and also to know that it kind of prompts them to come in and take a look at what they're paying for every month, like, hey, I'm paying for that, so I might as well pop in. But then if you also go back to a gym membership, just because you have a gym membership doesn't mean you're there every month, but in the back of your mind, you're going like, well, I'm paying for that gym membership, so maybe I should, make a point to get there at least once a month, so that I feel like it was worth me paying the $25. And then, you feel like you're not wasting it.
Exactly. Jenny, did you have a question?
Yeah, but I have no idea what it was. What was
Oh,
my-
okay.
One moment, please. I don't remember.
Elise, did that answer your question?
Yes,
Okay.
it's helping me because, you know, I may not have a lot of what I would call brick and mortar or hardcore, you know, downloads or things like that at the moment. However, what I bring to the table is my 40 years of experience that has evolved over time as well, that now I can just sort of streamline like, hey, let me just tell you the truth. Like, let's get right to it. And I think that that's a value for somebody to come in that's seeking that kind of information. So if I'm doing my job correctly on my website and my social marketing and my read magnets, my goal is that I filter them from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, content is not the most important thing. People are busy. They are absolutely busy. And so having monstrous amounts of stuff is just monstrous amounts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered my question.
Oh, good.
Is there any updates from the Kajabi world about the community tool? Have they
The
been working?
product?
That's what I mean. The community product. Is it any updates?
No.
Cool.
No. Nope. It is still, I will log in so that everybody knows what we are talking about. So the community is one of two product functionality pieces. So if I'm under products and under community, there has not been any update to it since it was released. So it is still where it was. And where's community? Here's community. Not highly functional, to say
Cool.
the least.
I just
So,
wanted
yeah.
to know if I should even pay attention to it, but it doesn't sound like I should.
No, not yet. I mean, there's nothing until it has the interactive piece and the ability to have controllable notifications from the app, from the product, and then it working on the phones. I wouldn't. Nope, don't pay attention to it just yet.
Gotcha.
But this is a product, so we haven't actually looked at this stuff, but this is community. It is a product, but it looks very different. You add in topics, so you could put something in like you can have, we'll call the membership directory, list of all members. And then if I click go to my community, this is where it's strange in terms of how you would use it. If you want to post something in it, you have to go to the community to post, even if you're the admin. So this is what the product looks like. So here I can type in something, so test. And if you send notifications, that will come out via email to anybody that has it. And then you can click post.
It's
So
the emails that really, I mean, it's fine. It's not special yet, but it was the emails that made it not customer friendly.
mhm,
Yeah. Okay.
mhm,
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna futz with that. I'm just thinking about my next membership for the thing in July.
mhm.
And
Yeah,
I wanted something novel, but I don't think that's the novel thing. I think I can do
No.
novel another way.
Yeah, it will be amazing. It absolutely will be, because it's built as a product and it is designed to be on our phones, and they have amazing plans for it. I mean, that what they want to build is really, if Facebook and like the best forum on the market kind of got together, so that it's not Facebook, but it's not the forum experience either. It's like the best of those worlds. But it's not ready yet. And the sidebar, this is all you can customize. So yesterday when we were looking at the product sidebar and the post sidebar, where you could put in an image and a cross sell and a video download and an audio player and an image, this is all you have to work with a sidebar. So it's just very limited in terms of acting as an interactive, engaging piece of a component of a membership.
Mhm. Amanda.
But I missed it.
She said in the chat, plan a Hilda hoedown. I like it.
Yeah, Jenny's having the No Matter What conference. Or coaching
Yeah.
experience. Coaching
Coaching
event.
experience. That's
Coaching
right.
experience.
It's a virtual
Yes.
event. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Which is going to be, you can tell them it's in June.
Yeah.
Tell them about
Oh,
it.
thank you. Yeah, June
This should be
25th.
on your radar.
You're so sweet. June 25th, 26th. It's called No Matter What, and it's the first annual No Matter What. Hopefully the second annual will be here in LA, but this year you get to save money and not have to pay for travel. And it's a 2-day coaching experience for people who, you've gotten out of your own way, you're learning a little bit more about Hilda, but you really just want to leave. You're asking yourself, okay, once I get out of my own way, then what? How do I actually achieve what I want? So you're going to leave with a plan in hand for how to make the best out of your next year. So maybe this next year you get more done in 1 year than you did the last decade. So that's really what No Matter What is all about. In a
Will
nutshell.
you put the link in the
In
the chat?
Sure. You're so sweet. Anytime.
Jenny was in trouble when she named her event No Matter What, and that was
I
before
was.
the pandemic.
I did. So I named my event, I named this new event No Matter What. And then, I had to change it. And you can't postpone an event called No Matter What. You break your promise. You can't cancel an event. I'm like, no matter what's not happening anymore. It's no matter what. You have to figure it out. So it's still happening. It's just going to be on, online. And I think it's going to be really, really fun. And still very cathartic and all the things that I've been doing, but I've been working toward this for 14 years. So it's going to be epic. So, and if I can give this last plug, you want to be part of the first annual. That's all I'm saying. You want to be there for the first annual event. There's special reasons for that.
Ooh.
Remember that founder thing I was talking about earlier?
That's right. Always good to be a founder. Always, always, always. Any other questions you guys have? No? All right.